Endpoint Protection. Control B.3. And it exists because the most damaging attack in NHS history didn't need a 0-day. It needed a patch that nobody had installed. Here's the breach that proves it. The 12th of May, 2017. A ransomware worm called WannaCry starts spreading across the internet, and within 24 hours it has infected over 230,000 systems in 150 countries. The National Health Service is hit hardest. 19,000 appointments cancelled. Ambulances diverted. Surgery postponed. Cost to the NHS, £92 million. WannaCry exploited a flaw in the Windows file sharing protocol called Eternal Blue. And here is the uncomfortable part. Microsoft had already released the patch MS17-010 on the 14th of March. 2 full months before the worm launched. Every organization that applied it was protected. Every organization that did not, was not. But the missing patch wasn't the real failure. The NHS ran a huge estate of Windows XP machines that the patch never even covered. And patch management across the health service was decentralized, individual trusts, local IT teams, and contractors all making their own decisions. There was no single authority that could mandate a patch and then verify it had actually landed. Nobody owned the estate. So what is endpoint protection? It is every security control applied to the device itself: laptops, desktops, servers, phones. Antivirus and EDR. Patching at the device level. A hardened configuration baseline. And control over removable media. It is the layer where most attacks actually arrive. Without it, one compromised laptop becomes an attacker foothold for harvesting credentials and moving deeper. Endpoints are the delivery mechanism for most malware. Signature-based antivirus cannot stop a worm exploiting the operating system itself. And the devices you cannot patch are usually the ones you cannot even see. At the NHS, the gaps compounded. Unpatched endpoints at scale, including Windows XP machines that had no patch available. No centralized patch management to mandate or verify deployment. No EDR, only signature antivirus, which was blind to this. A flat internal network, so once the worm was inside one trust it spread to the next. And legacy medical equipment running old operating systems with no compensating controls around it. So what does good look like? Central patch management with every endpoint enrolled, and critical patches deployed inside 30 days, verified by the tool, not assumed. EDR on every endpoint, watching process and network behavior rather than just known signatures. A hardened baseline that is enforced and checked, old protocols like SMB version 1 switched off. Legacy devices that cannot be patched isolated on their own network segment with enhanced monitoring. And removable media restricted by policy and enforced by technology. How does an auditor test it? You request the patch management report and test a sample of endpoints against its records, because the tool only reports what it can see. You take critical patches released in the period and trace them from vendor release date to confirmed deployment, against the SLA. You pull the EDR console and check what percentage of endpoints actually have a live agent. You list every operating system version in the estate and flag anything past end of life. And you test baseline compliance and USB controls. 5 lessons. 1. Patch critical vulnerabilities within 30 days. Attackers start exploiting disclosed flaws within hours, so 30 days is already a risk. 2. Enumerate your legacy endpoints. Every organization has them, and each one is a risk register entry, not a footnote. 3. Deploy EDR, not just antivirus. Signatures cannot catch behavior they have never seen. For if you cannot patch it, isolate it, that limits the blast radius. And 5. Test your patch coverage rather than assuming it. Unmanaged endpoints never show up in the tool that is supposed to manage them. Endpoint protection is Control B.3 in the ITGC framework. I'm walking through every one with the breach that proves why it matters every week at marcoweb.org. Subscribe to get them in your inbox, and try the free ITGC audit tool.